Panther Nation, buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you might change the way we look at this team heading into the season. Injuries piling up, surprise signings, and a brand new quarterback walking into camp out of nowhere. Is this a master move or complete desperation? Let's break it down because things in Carolina just got interesting. The Carolina Panthers practice may have looked like a simple walkthrough yesterday, but don't let that fool you. There's drama, there's tension, and there are updates every fan needs to know. First, let's talk injuries, because as always, that's the one thing every Panther fan holds their breath for. T-Mac sat out with a sore hamstring, but the good news? Scans came back clean. Nothing major, nothing long-term. He might sit out this week, but that's simply precaution. No reason to panic yet. Now, here's something that really gave me a sigh of relief. Rookie wideout Scorden. Just weeks after suffering a scary collapsed lung, this young man is already running again at practice. Let me repeat that. Running. A collapsed lung is no joke. It's one of those injuries that makes you stop and worry about more than just football. But the fact that he's moving, recovering, and back with his teammates is nothing short of amazing. And then the quarterback situation. Andy Dalton's elbow injury has officially been labeled mild. Coach Candles even said if this were the regular season, Dalton would be good to go. That's good news. But then, why the surprise signing of quarterback Bryce Perkins? That's where the real mystery starts. Fans are scratching their heads. Was Perkins brought in because Dalton's injury is worse than we're being told? Or is this move about depth, maybe even replacing Jack Plummer? Let's be real, Carolina always seems to zig when everyone expects them to zag. And speaking of Perkins, let's give the man his respect. He's not some random pickup. This guy was the 2025 UFFL MVP. In just 14 games, he threw 14 touchdowns, only 3 picks, nearly 2,000 passing yards, plus another 350 on the ground with 6 rushing scores. That's a true dual threat quarterback. He even led his team to the championship game. Oh, and he's already got NFL experience too. Played with the Rams from 2020 to 2022, started a game, and proved he can handle the speed of this league. Yesterday in practice, he wasted no time. Dropped a perfect strike to Jimmy Horn Jr. in stride. And let me tell you, hitting Jimmy in stride is no easy task. His speed can make quarterbacks look bad. But Perkins made it look smooth. So yes, this was supposed to be a quiet practice, a light walkthrough. But instead, it turned into something much bigger. New questions, new hope, and a brand new name Panthers fans need to learn fast. Bryce Perkins is here, and suddenly, the quarterback room just got a lot more crowded. Do you think Bryce Perkins could seriously push for a roster spot? Or is this just a temporary camp body move? Drop your thoughts in the comments and rate your confidence in the Panthers' QB depth from 1 to 10. Let's talk numbers, because numbers tell a story. Back in college, Bryce Perkins wasn't just another quarterback, he was the guy. In just 28 games, he racked up 47 touchdowns, 21 interceptions, and over 6,200 passing yards. That's not average. That's production. That's a signal caller who can put points on the board and move an offense. So let me be clear, this is not a bad signing. Not at all. If you're going to bring in another quarterback, why not grab the UFFL MVP? Why not take the best player available? That's exactly what Carolina did. But of course, the big question is, how fast can he learn the system? And Perkins answered that himself. He said the key is getting comfortable with the basics, learning the play calls, knowing where to go with the ball, and then building confidence as the reps come. And he's not starting from scratch here. He spent time with the LA Rams under Sean McVay, and anyone who knows McVay knows his play calls are infamously long and complicated. If Perkins survives that, Carolina's system should feel much more manageable. Still, the challenge is real. He's got only a few practices to prove himself before Thursday's preseason action. And let's be honest, unless he absolutely shines, the odds of Carolina keeping 4 quarterbacks feel slim. That means if Perkins does make the cut, someone else is probably out. And all signs point to Jack Plummer. It's not personal, it's business. But here's the bigger twist. While all eyes are on Perkins, there's another storyline heating up, the possibility of a trade for Trey Hendrickson. Yes, the Panthers are exploring options, and here's where things get tricky. Some fans have been pushing for Adam Thielen to be part of that deal. But I've got to tell you, I'm not with that move, at least not right now. Adam Thielen has been Bryce Young's security blanket for 2 straight years. His leadership, his route running, and his reliability are crucial to a young quarterback still finding his rhythm in the NFL. Thielen may not be in his prime, but he's still dangerous, and more importantly, he's trusted. That's why I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you trade Thielen, do it later. Do it midseason. Give him a chance to start the year with Carolina. Give Bryce that veteran presence, and if the season goes off the rails, fine. Trade him then. Send him to a contender. Let him chase a ring, and let us pick up assets for the future. That's fair. That's respectful. That's smart football. Now, as for Hendrickson, don't get it twisted. He's a monster off the edge, and he wants a big payday. We're talking upwards of $32 million. And here's the issue. Even if Thielen's contract comes off the books, the numbers don't quite match up. The cap hit is still huge. On top of that, it's not a one-year rental. Bringing Hendrickson in means committing long-term, probably 4 years or more. That's a massive investment. And Carolina already has decisions to make with guys like J.C. Horn and others who'll need extensions soon. The front office can't just throw money around without thinking about the future. So here we are, Bryce Perkins fighting for a spot, Adam Thielen's name floating in trade talk, and the possibility of a superstar pass rusher being dangled out there. It's like a chess game. Every move impacts the next, and right now the Panthers are deciding if they're going all in or holding their cards for later. Now it's your turn, Panther Nation. Do you want Carolina to gamble big on Trey Hendrickson, even if it means moving on from Adam Thielen early? Or should the team play it safe and hold the line with the roster they've got? Let me know in the comments, because this decision could change everything. Here's where things get really complicated: money. Because football isn't just about talent, it's about the cap. And if Carolina throws everything at Trey Hendrickson, we could be digging ourselves into a massive financial hole. Think about it. Hendrickson is elite. There's no debate about his talent. He's worth every penny. But when you put that kind of money into one star, the rest of the roster pays the price. Suddenly, instead of building a strong supporting cast, you've got one superstar and a whole lot of question marks around him. And this isn't just theory. We're already locked into other deals. Morg's contract is another cap hit. Resigning key players is coming up fast. And when all of that money is tied into Hendrickson, you're not just paying for today, you're limiting tomorrow. 2 years down the line, maybe even one, Carolina could be scrambling, trying to plug holes with cheap talent and praying the draft saves us. That's a dangerous game. And let's be real, the draft is a coin toss. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. You can draft the guy you've been scouting all year, only for him to decide to stay in school, and now you're reaching for a player you didn't even want. If that pick busts, suddenly you're stuck. No money, no depth, and no plan. That's how teams get trapped in mediocrity. Now, fans are split on what to do. Some say throw Adam Thielen into a trade package to help make Hendrickson happen. And I get it. Thielen is near the end of his career, and flipping him now could bring back assets while clearing space. I respect that logic. I really do. If you want to maximize value, that's the move. But here's where I push back. Adam Thielen is more than numbers. He's Bryce Young's safety net. He's the steady veteran who knows how to run routes, who brings experience, and who builds chemistry with the young receivers around him. And let's be honest, even in the twilight of his career, Thielen is still better than a lot of guys in their so-called prime. That's just facts. Without him, who's leading that receiver room? Before Rimro signed, it was looking like a group full of raw young guys: T-Mac, Xavier, Jimmy, David Moore, Bryson, Jermaine. Talented? Sure. Experienced? Not even close. That's why Thielen's presence matters so much. He's the glue, the teacher, the guy who makes everyone around him better. So when I say don't trade Thielen before the season, it's not about being stubborn, it's about continuity. It's about giving Bryce the support he needs, giving the young receivers a mentor, and giving this offense a real chance to grow. Now, don't get it twisted. If the season crashes and burns by mid-year, then yes, you trade Thielen. At that point, it makes sense. You send him to a contender. You show him respect. You let him chase one more ring before he walks away from the game, and you pick up some valuable assets in return. That's fair to him and smart for the franchise. But before the season, no, that's pulling the rug out from under your own quarterback. And right now, Bryce Young needs stability more than anything else. So here's the fork in the road. Do the Panthers gamble big, tie up money in Hendrickson, and risk crippling the roster later? Or do they protect chemistry, keep Thielen for now, and build slowly and smartly? What do you think, Panthers fans? Is it time to cash in Thielen while he still has value, or is his leadership too important to lose right now? Drop your thoughts below, because this debate could shape the entire future of this team. All right, now let's switch gears for a second, because I've got to share something that cracked me up. Today's Panther freeze frame of the day had me literally laughing out loud. Picture this. Austin Corbett, our offensive lineman, lined up, taking snaps with Andy Dalton. Yes, you heard that right. Corbett taking snaps with Dalton. What is this? Is Corbett secretly training to be a quarterback now? Trying out for backup duties? Or maybe he just wanted to feel what Bryce and Dalton go through every single snap. Like, okay, this is how it feels to have the ball in your hands, huh? All right, let me tighten up my game. I don't know what's going on there, but it's hilarious, and honestly, it's the kind of weird football moment that makes practice so much fun. But now, let's get serious again, because it's time for something I love the most, Panther Nation Speaks. This is where you, the fans, drop your unfiltered truth, and I react to it. And oh man, today's comments brought the heat. First up, Swampyman 7741. He says, nice positive spin, but the real deal is the Panthers are hurting. 10 wins? No way. This roster is thin. Depth is weak. Stop trying to sell hope when we're just going to end up with another top 10 draft pick. Look, I hear you. I really do. But here's where I disagree hard. Everybody outside of this fan base already craps on us. They already think Carolina is a joke. So why are we going to pile on our own team before the season even starts? These preseason games mean nothing in the long run. Exhibition football is not real football. And let's not forget, just last year, with everything going wrong, we still clawed our way back. We fired Matt Rule, Steve Wilkes stepped in, and we were one game away from stealing the NFC South. One game away. And if you'd told me at the start of that season we'd even be in the mix, I wouldn't have believed you. But we were. That's why I can't sit here and buy the top 10 pick guaranteed talk. Know this roster has fight. 10 wins isn't crazy. You can win the South with 10 wins. And once you're in the playoffs, anything can happen. We've seen it before. Why not us? Now, the second fan comment came from Inkatul, and I've got to be honest, this one threw me for a loop. He said, I think Bryce Young's corny, ah shucks energy is demoralizing the locker room. It feels dishonest, inappropriate, and uncomfortable. Wait, what? Dishonest? Inappropriate? Uncomfortable? Bro, come on. Bryce Young is 21 years old, a rookie quarterback, and he carries himself with positivity and humility. That's not corny. That's leadership. That's composure. I'd rather have Bryce's calm, steady presence than some drama-filled diva QB who tears the locker room apart. You want dogs? Fine, but don't confuse quiet confidence with weakness. Steph Curry was called soft for years because of his baby face and his calm personality. But guess what? The man was dropping 30 every night and changing the game of basketball. That's Bryce. He doesn't need to scream to be a killer. He doesn't need to be fake aggressive to earn respect. He leads his way, and this locker room trusts him. So no, his energy isn't demoralizing. It's steadying. It's building. And in the long run, that's what wins. So here's my question for you, Panther Nation. Do you want Bryce Young to keep being the calm, composed leader he is, or do you think he needs to show more dog energy to fire up the team? Drop your answers in the comments. I want to see where you stand. People always want to compare players across sports. Some say you need that Jordan, Kobe, or LeBron type of fire to be great. But let me tell you something. Sometimes greatness looks different. Ray Allen wasn't a trash talker, but he'd quietly torch you for 30. Luka doesn't always give off that killer vibe either, but the man will take your heart out with his game. It's not always about the noise, it's about production. Now let's clear up something about the preseason talk. I keep hearing folks say 0 to 4 in preseason means disaster. Wrong. Last year, we didn't even go winless. We went 1 to 2. The year before that, same deal. The truth is, preseason records don't decide the season. The Panthers might stumble in August, but September is where it really counts. Last year's 1 to 2 preseason led to 5 wins in a brutal season. If history tells us anything, it's this. Carolina is due to climb higher. This team isn't built to roll over. These players are tired of losing. The energy feels different. Every mistake in preseason is just fuel for when the games actually matter. Panthers Nation, the future might not be flashy yet, but it's coming. Believe me, this team has a chip on its shoulder, and you'll see it when the lights come on. Question for you. What's your gut feeling about this roster? Are you worried about the injuries, or do you think this squad is about to shock people? Keep pounding.